Okay. Yes, when we use inner join, when data from both tables are mandatory. So the record should be available in both tables. Then we use inner join. Okay. When we use left outer join, data from the left side table is mandatory and right side table is
Common.
optional.
Optional.
If there is data, select the combination of both tables data. Otherwise, ignore the right side table data. Leave it blank. Whatever the common records, select common records from both tables, right? And all records from left side table. It will select all records from left side table and common records from right side table. That is left outer join. Here what we can say, when data from right side table is optional, then which join we need to use?
Left outer.
Left
Left
outer
outer.
join. If there is data, select it. Otherwise, ignore. Okay. But data from left side table is important. That is required. Then we go for left outer join. If you use inner join in this case, right, it won't select any data because even though the data is available in left side table, the matching value is not available in right side table. Then it's not going to select any data. Even from the left side table also. Your internal table will be blank. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
You should have some that clarity when we need to use inner join and when we need to use left outer join. Let's create a program. So let's join purchase order related tables. What are the tables for purchase order data?
EKK1,
EKKO,
EKP.
EKKO,
EKPO.
EKPO, and the related material data you will be available in MARA, that is in material master data, and material text. What is the material text
MAKT.
table? MAKT. We'll start with two tables and we'll expand the join by adding multiple tables. So in the yesterday session, I have already explained you that we can use a combination of both joins, inner join and left outer join, depends on the requirement. Okay, it seems 2022 server is also working now. Let's try in that server. It is slow. Even we can compare it with our for all entries program. PO data output. This is the program we created by using for all entries.
For
We
all
created
entries.
program using for all entries to select the data from multiple tables and combine the data using loop statement. For that, we defined one type structure here, right? Shall we convert?
Yes.
Shall we convert same program into same program by using joins? Shall we simplify this? I'll do one thing.
Yes.
Or do you want me to create from the beginning?
Create from beginning, sir.
Okay. I'll just use selection screen. Rest of the things I'll create from the beginning. I'm just copying the
Okay.
existing program. I'm deleting all the type structures and everything. I will just keep the selection screen. Okay. Rest of the things I'll delete. Now we have a selection screen. What is the input here? We have two inputs, vendor number and created date. Vendor
Date.
number and created date. So vendor number is from EKKO table. Created date is also from EKKO table, header table. Okay. So now initialization, if you want to any default values, populate in initialization, you are already familiar with. I'm not going to implement, but when you are practicing it, you have to use initialization and at selection screen validations also. You need to validate vendor number because it's a parameter, right? If user doesn't enter anything in vendor number, it will always check for space, blank value in EKKO, right? So you should not
Yes.
allow a blank value. So you should validate the vendor number before proceeding with the data selection. You need to write that validation. You can refer that validation part in for all entries program. That is common here. Start of selection. Here we write business logic. Now, what is the data we need to select? Purchase order data, right? So what are the purchase order tables? EKKO, EKPO.
EKKO,
Purchase order header
EKPO.
data and purchase order item data. These are the important tables. The basic tables. The very important basic tables for purchase order data. Now let's select the data. Select. So I'm not going to select all the fields. I'm not going to select all the fields from EKKO and EKPO. I have some selected fields. I have some selected fields. I don't need to select all the data. If you select all the data, it will decrease the performance of the program. Okay. I'll select few fields: EBLN, purchase order number, EKKO, EBLN, EKKO, company code. Bookers means company code, and I'll select purchase document type, BSTYP. Is there any check table for this for BSTYP? There is a check table T001. Sorry, looks like I'm checking for Bookers BSTYP. No foreign key for BSTYP. Okay. Then I'll take created data also, AEDAT. Now we'll select item level data. From which table? EKPO.
EKPO.
What is the common fields between EKKO and EKPO? EBLN.
EBL.
Document number. EBL.
Yeah, purchase order number. And what is the additional primary key in EKPO? EBLP, item number. Because for each purchase order number, we might have multiple items, right? Each item represents a material, right? Now, EBLN I've already selected. I don't need to select again from EKPO. EKPO, EBLP. I'll select EBLP and Matner, material number. And I'll select, there are many fields like plant, unit of, very like in item level data, what are the important fields? Quantity, material, quantity,
NETTR
price, unit price, and total
net
price,
value
right? MENG means
and
quantity,
currency.
And mains means unit of measurement, weight, like is it kg or each. These fields, right, it depends on the requirement. Depends on the requirement, you need to select different fields. If you want price, this one,
NADPR.
NETPR is unit price, NETWR is net price, like unit price into
Price.
quantity, right? If you want, you can select, okay, all the fields. For now, where are we? 66. Don't write beyond 70 columns. Now we are at 68. Don't write beyond this. Okay? You can't see that in the debug mode.
Okay.
Split it into next line. Any statement. Okay? That's it. This data is enough for me. And so from EKKO, now which table we need to join? Inner join. What is the right
EKPO.
side table?
EKPO.
EKPO. Just observe here. EKKO is EKKO is in your left side, right?
Yes.
Yes.
EKPO is in your right side. Just remember like that. Don't confuse the left side table and right side table. Here EKKO is the left side table. EKPO is the right side table. Which one is on your right hand and which one is on your right hand side? Uh, Now we are defining that we are joining EKKO and EKPO. But how you want to join? How you want to combine? Based on what field? On
On.
EKKO EBLN equal to EKPO. This is the
EBLN.
only common field, right? If you have multiple common fields, you can mention one by one. Here, EKKO field 1 equal to EKPO field 1. Like this, you can mention multiple by using and in the join condition. Okay, if you have multiple common fields. Currently we have only one common field. That's it, right? We have
Yes.
defined the join condition into table PO data. I'm giving some name where. So what is the difference between this join condition and where condition? Join condition is to combine, relate two table fields. But what is where condition? It is used to filter the data. It is used to filter the data. Okay? So that we can select data by some vendor, by some date. Okay? First it will filter the data, then join condition will combine that result records. Okay? Clear? Any questions? Is it correct? What I am writing? Is it correct? Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Is it correct?
No.
You need to use specify table names in where condition fields. Okay? At the date is missing. So no syntax errors. always save your program. Okay, whenever you write something, right, save for at least at least for 1 minute or 2 minutes, because the servers are not reliable, right? Training servers, everyone, basis team, functional consultants, everyone is going to do their practice. If someone restarted the server, you are going to lose your program. But when if you save it, so when the server is back, you can open it again. Even in projects also, don't write continuously. Save it for like for every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so that you're not going to lose your program. Okay. So I've combined data from EKK1 and EKPO. If sy hyphen sub rc equal to 0, and if my program is ready. The only thing is, here we don't do, in projects we don't use CLDemo output. We use different functions to display the data. Okay, we'll discuss that later. Let's execute the program. Do you remember the vendor number, valid vendor number? Okay, so this vendor number 406 have some records. So we combined the data from
Two tables.
EKK1 and EKPO records. But here, header number is here, item number is here. Can you change the order? Can you change the order? Like, can we place header number and item number side by side? If you want, you can also do that. But when we are using actual reports, right, we can customize that when we are displaying the data. You don't need to do it in the select statement. But here, you can also do like this. I'll keep this EBLP next to EBLM. You can also do this, please remember. Okay, you can place wherever you want, but table name is important. Now it will display side by side. Now I have material number here, right? Now I have material number here, right? 21.
Yes.
So what is material 21? What is it? Is it a pen? Is it a book? Is it a laptop? Is it a car? What is it? We don't know, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
If you want to know what we need to do, we need to display text also, material text, description of the material, right? What is the table for material description?
MACT, MACT.
MAKT.
MAKT.
Let's use MAKT also. I'll place next to the material. MAKT, MAKTX. That is the field, description field. Then add the join. After first join condition, add inner join. Which table?
MAK.
MAKT
MAKT.
on. What is the join condition? What is a common field? What is a common field?
MAKT Matner.
MAKT. MAKT, in
MATNR.
MAKT, Matner is the primary key, right? So where we have
Yes,
material
sir.
number here, in the rest of the CKK1 DKPO, where we have material number? In EKPO table, right?
EKPO.
Now we need to join
Yes.
EKPO and MAKT. MAKT, okay, on EKPO Matner equal to MAKT Matner. That is the join condition, right? But when we are selecting the text table, MAKT is a text table, right? When we are selecting the text table, what is mandatory? Language key is
Language
mandatory.
Was.
of
Yes.
You can provide here in join condition or in the where condition.
SY-LUGI.
Okay. Now let's display the output. Execute. So this is the output. How many records we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 records we got, right? Let me change the language key. We got 14 records. Let me change it to D, German language. Let's check the output. How many records that join statement is going to select? It's not selecting anything. It's not selecting anything. Why? Because
But system
there is no
language.
German language
German
records in
language.
MAKT table. There is no German language records in MAKT table. But my requirement is if there is German language records, show that in German, otherwise leave it blank. But here it is not selecting any data. Even purchase order header data and item data also it is not selecting because MAKT join condition is failing because we have used inner join, right? So for inner join, records from all the tables are mandatory. There should be matching records in all the tables. But here this condition is failing. That's why it is not able to select any records. But my requirement is if there is German language records, display it. Otherwise, leave it blank. Display the purchase order header data. Then what we need to do?
Left outer.
Left outer join.
Instead of inner join, we use
Left
left outer
outer.
join on MAKT. I'll keep inner join as it is on EKKO and EKPO because that is mandatory. Header and item data is mandatory. Both should have matching records. That is mandatory. But material text is optional in my case.
Yes, sir.
Left outer join. Now observe. Now, yeah, looks actually it's not able to select any records because there is no German language records. Let me keep this in a join condition. And MAKT spras equal to D. Execute. Material text is blank.
Empty.
Material text is blank. Rest of the data is displaying. Let me change it to inner join instead of left outer. Now it is not selecting any records because it's not selecting any data because we have used inner join.
Join.
Clear? Let me change it to English only or S5 language. Let's display the output again. Here, what is the data displaying? There is a there is a field company code, right? There is a field company code, right?
Yes.
Yes,
J100. But what is the name of the company? It is company code, right? It is some code, company code. But what is the, like, just like your college code? When you attend for some counseling, they provide some code, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
the name is different. Every college will have a name and code. So this is the code, but what is the name of the company? To find the name of the company, where you need to go? Where is Bookers?
Company master table.
fortune,
Go to Bookers, go to foreign key.
foreign key.
T001 is the check table for company code. Do we have any text table for this? Go to text table, no text table. They are maintaining text in the same table, company master table itself, BUTXT. This is the company name. Is it J100? What is J100? Some J Motors. This is the company name. BUTXT is the field. Now, to display the company text, what we need to do? To display the company text, what we need to do? We need to select data from one more table. What is that table? T001. That is the company master table, right?
001.
Now I'll add that one also. T001 BUTXT, right?
Yes, sir.
Text name BUTXT, comma. Break it into next line. T001 I've added here as a field, and then add it in the join. You can add it in any place. Let me add here. So in which table we have company code? Company code EKKO, right? Common field between
Yes, sir.
T00 and EKKO. What is the common field? BUKRS.
Book.
BUKRS is the common field between EKKO and T001. Then implement the join. Again, I'll use left outer join. If company code text is available, display it. Otherwise, ignore it. Okay? Don't fail the complete join. If you use inner join, the entire join statement will fail. The entire select statement will fail. If there is, if there is no matching record in any one table, right? For example, if you are using 10 joins here, 10 tables you are joining in the select statement. If there is one table with incorrect data, your entire select statement will fail if you use a inner join. When we go for that, when the data from all 10 tables are mandatory, then go for inner join. All inner joins. Left outer join T0001 on. What is the join condition? EKKO bookers equal to T001 bookers. That's it. Now it should display company code text also. Execute. I'm not entering any date so that it will select all the records. Displaying or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Displaying nothing but it is populating the data into internal table, our final PO data internal table, right? The select statement is able to select data from all those multiple tables in the one go. Let's debug this. Always debug your program. Even it is executing fine, debug and check how the program is working. F5, go to internal table. So we are just displaying whatever the data available in internal table. Please remember that. We are just displaying whatever the data available in internal table, right? So now our internal table contains all these fields, whatever we are using in join. For example, you are not using inline declaration. You are not using inline declaration. Then what you need to do? Your system is not supporting inline declaration. Still you need to use join. What you need to do? Without using inline declaration like this. How can you write a select statement without inline declaration? Using all these joins. For that, what you need to do? First, to define the type structure with all the fields. Whatever the fields you are using here, right?
Create
Define a
type
type
structure.
structure with all these fields in the same order here. Just like your final type structure, right?
Yes, sir.
Final type structure. Define that final type structure here and use create one internal table with reference to the type structure and use that internal table name here. Use that internal table name here. You don't need to use at the date data statement. Okay?
Okay.
And maintain the fields in the join in the same way, in the same order how you define the type structure. Okay? That's how you can do it if you don't use inline declarations. For that, you need to create a separate type structure with the same fields whatever you are using in the join. And you need to use that type structure internal table in the select statement. Okay? Clear?
Okay,
Like
sir.
that, depends on your requirement, you can add multiple tables in the join statement. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the other option? Instead of table names, you can also use alias names. Here, EKKO
Yes.
as A, and wherever you are using EKKO, instead of table name, use
Alias.
alias
Yes.
Yeah.
name. That A, B, C. Okay, you can also do that. You can try with that name. Okay, the where condition everywhere instead of table name, you need to use alias name. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Is everyone clear on the joins?
Yes, sir.
Now shall we
Yes, sir.
combine?
Yes, sir.
Shall we use both for all entries and joins together? Shall we use both for all entries and joins together? Let's see that how can we use for all entries and joins together. Let me create a program. Copy. I'll copy everything including selection screen. I'll copy everything. I'll save it in the local package. Change it. I'll keep as it is. But here, let's assume I have some data already selected into some internal table. I have some data already selected into some internal table. I have a internal table readily available with some data. Now what is my requirement? Now I need to select next level data corresponding to that existing internal table data. For that, what we need to use to select the corresponding data?
For all entries.
Problem.
Fine,
For
for
all
all
entries.
entries.
When we have some data in the internal table, that is the input for us, and when we need to select the next level data, we need to use for all entries, right? But here in joins, we are directly selecting the data from multiple tables into one internal table, right? But let's assume for this join statement, what is the input? The data in some internal table is the input. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
For that, I'll remove EKKO from the join. I'll remove EKKO from the join. I'll keep only EKKO and MAKT tables. I've removed all the EKPO related data. I'll write on select statement where condition also I have to change. I'll copy this. I need to change the where condition. Let's just to collect some data into one internal table. First, I'll write one select statement. Select EBLN, BUKRS, BSART, and AEDAT from EKKO into table and the where condition. I'll use the same where condition. Here I don't need to use, since it's not a join, I don't need to use table names. Let me comment this. Now I got the data, right? I got the header data into one internal table, right? Here
Yes,
here I
sir.
have written the select statement, but in general, let's assume we got some data into one internal table from somewhere. We have that data in LT underscore EKKO internal table. Now I need to select by using this data available in this table, internal table. I need to select next level data, that is item data and material text. Now what you need to do, you need to write for all entries, right? You need to write for all entries, right?
Yes,
In
sir.
one for all entry statements, how many select statements we can use? Sorry, how many tables we can use in one for all entries? In previous programs, how many tables we selected using for all entries? Only one table, right?
One.
One for all entries on EKPO, one for all entries on MAKT. So we have written individual select statements, right? For each table, we created one separate select statement, right? By using for
Yes.
all entries. Now let's see how can we use join and for all entries together so that you don't need to write multiple select statements. You can select data from all these EKPO, MAKT tables in a single select statement by using this header internal table data as input. If sy hyphen sub rc equal to 0 and if select, okay, select EKPO, MAKT from EKPO, I'll use left outer join. You can use inner join also, but left outer join, which one? It is already here. Left outer join MAKT on EKPO matner equal to MAKT, but where condition is different. But my where condition is different here. So into PO data, but what is my input here? Is it a select option or a parameter? Is it the input for us in here in the EKPO data? Do we have vendor number in EKPO?
No.
No, right?
No.
This is not the input. What is our input here? Our input is this internal table. This
Internal
internal
table
table
name.
data. Whatever the data available in this internal table, that is the input for us. What is the common field between this internal table data and EKPO?
Material number.
No,
M-
EB,
EBLN.
EBLN, right? EBLN is the common data between EKPO table and EKKO internal table. I'll use EKPO, EBLN also, right? Common field is EBLN between this LT EKKO and our EKPO joins. Now what we need to do? for all entries in which table? LT EKKO.
EKK.
Where? What is the where condition? EKPO EBLN equal to which one?
EKKO EBL.
LT EKKO hyphen EBLN,
EBLN.
and place into table at the end. Okay, place into table at the end. Okay, now we can select corresponding to this internal table data using join, right? But in your previous program, how many select statements we have written? Even when we use for all entries?
Celeste 3.
For three tables, we have
This is
written
Celeste.
three select
Three.
statements.
Yes, sir.
This one, I think. We created a type structure, and by using the type structure, we have populated all these three internal tables data into that final internal table, right? So here we have written individual select statement for each table. For EKPO, one select statement, MAKT, one select statement, like that. But here you can write a single join and use the header level internal table as input by using for all entries in joins. This is available in new ABAP syntaxes. In old syntaxes, this is not going to work. Okay. If there is no option, what you need to do? You need to write individual select statements on EKPO, MAKT. If there are few other tables, you need to write more select statements. But here what you need to do? Here we have header data in one internal table and item level data and material text is in another internal table, right? Header data in LT underscore EKKO. Item data and material text data is in LTPO data internal table. But if you want to display output of both header data and item data, what you need to do? You need to define a final type structure, and you need to loop the data, and then you can display it. Okay, clear? Here you need to loop the data. Which data you need to loop? PO data or EKKO data? This one, first internal table or this internal table? Which one you need to loop here? Item level data, right? PO data is n, header data is 1, right? Here you need to loop
LT underscore PO data.
into
LS final.
some ls PO data and loop, and you need to move corresponding ls PO data to ls final. And what is the statement we need to use to populate the header data? Header data is in
Read state.
LTEKKO, right? Read table statement. Read table LTEKKO into define the work area using inline declaration. What is the condition?
The key.
The key
Key
EBLN, right?
EB. Yes, sir.
EBLN
EBELN.
equal to ls PO data hyphen EBLN. That's it. If sy hyphen sub rc equal to 0, populate the corresponding ls EKKO to ls
LS final.
final, and at the end append ls final to some lt final,
Final.
right? I did not define the type structure. You need to define the type structure here with the final output combination of these fields and these fields. You need to define one type structure here. Okay, or maybe let me copy the existing type structure. whatever the data available, it will just populate. Type ty underscore final lt final type table of ty underscore final. I'll remove fields which we are not using. Listener we are not using. Material text. I think netpr we are not using. netwr we are using. Ah, now which one we need to display? LT final. We did not. I did not add the clear statements within the loop. Please add clear statements on work areas. Execute. This is our final output, right? So this is how you can combine using for all entries and joins in a single select statement. Okay, but here it is not required. Here it is not required. I've created one more additional select statement just for example purpose, right? But in general, when you have some data already there in one internal table and you need to use that as input to select the next level data, you can write like this. Okay, but here you can simply join EKKO also in the same select statement. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the same case, but I don't want to do all these things. Again, I need to loop, right? Again, I need to loop, I need to merge all these two multiple internal tables data into one single internal table, right? For that, I need to write a type structure and everything, correct?
Yes, sir.
But I don't want to do this. Even I'm using a separate internal table as input for my data. I don't want to do all these additional things. What we can do? We can join internal table also. We can join internal table also with the database tables. So how can you join? Let's see. I'm removing for all entries. I'm removing for all entries. I will join internal table with the database tables. For that, what we need to write? Where is the data? EKKO, right? I will join
LTEQ.
EKKO internal table with the EKPO database table. Yes, here you need to use alias names. That is mandatory. Here we need to use alias names. That is mandatory from from LTEKKO. This is not database table. Please remember, this is not database table. This is a internal table. I am using it as a database table here. Okay, alias name. Is it too heavy for you guys? Are able to understand? Please stop me if you are feeling, if you are not able to follow this. We'll discuss this in the next session.
Yes, sir. Receiving.
Following inner join. Which one? EKPO as B. Here add the header table, header fields. Add the header fields here in the same select statement. Alias name, use alias name. Comma, and I'll replace all EKPO
With alias.
with replace with the B. Find next,
Replace.
replace. Should not replace this. Find next, replace. That's it. And I'll replace. I'll keep the MAKT as it is. I'll add alias name C for MAKT. C. Here I need to use C. What is it? Select header data, item level data, and material text from internal table as a into left outer join MAKT as okay. Select join condition, no where condition. Remove this. See, it's not working here. Into, if you keep the into table at the end, it's not working here. You need to keep here. Okay. You need to keep into table at the beginning after fields. That's the change you need to observe when you are using, when you are joining the internal table. Hmm, Are we using any dots here? No.
We are not using MAKTSC.
No, we are using, right? MAKT.
Number 33.
Right. Correct. C. I think we have to keep here in the beginning only. That is mandatory. But still we got some error. LT final unknown. Okay. The position of this, that is only makes difference. Where we need to place this. Selecting fields. Okay. I'm missing very small thing. Let me remove this.
Into or not accessible.
So we don't enter final.
Okay, anyway, we'll discuss this tomorrow. There is small issue. I don't see, but this is how we write. I'm missing very small thing here. So this is the select statement to join internal table. You need to use alias names. Okay, or let me try inner join. Left is any issue with left outer join? I don't know. No.
A tab that into table is using after the fields only. In this
We
case,
are using after the fields only, but there is one
uh,
small issue. Maybe let me try where condition here. On. Why it needs on? Okay, there is some issue. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay. but practice